Welcome to Pisces Tarot, and I am your host, Mimi Lightseer. Your business is my business. Today, we will dive into your business with a timeless relationship reading, which means it could be platonic, professional, or romantic. In this session, we will explore the overall energy of your reading, obtain cosmic insights to identify the topics, spill the tea on the energies involved, uncover the positives and the negatives while revealing the lessons that you need to learn, and suggest actions for healings and the best possible outcomes. Remember, this is a general reading, and you have found it when this message is needed. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. Remember, I am LGBTQ plus friendly, using pronouns for storytelling purposes. Lastly, please like, rate, subscribe, and comment. Let me know how this message is connecting with you. And without further ado, let's get into your business.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Pisces Tarot, everybody. I am your host. I am Mimi Lightseer. And over here at Pisces Tarot, your business is my business. And ooh, child, we about to get into somebody's business. But before we go there, two things. Number one, look at this crazy hair that I got going on this morning, y'all. My hair is growing back already from the haircut. So don't be judging my hair if I get on here and y'all be seeing me look a little crazy. I'm giving you the best that I got. Secondly, behind me, if I scoot over, you see my new guest, my new house guest? That is Stella. So we do have, well, I keep calling her a guest like she don't live here. That's my new dog, everybody. That's Stella. So if you see her walking around, she's huge. So if you see her, you know, just know that she's back there. That's who that is. All right, y'all. So don't be like, oh my God, what is that in the background? It's not a dinosaur. It is a dog. Okay. Now, with that being said, good morning to all of my guppies, my friends who are on the graveyard shift. Good evening to my international family. What's up to everybody watching behind the scenes on TikTok today? If you are new to the Pisces Tarot experience, go ahead and drop a star in the chat. If you're a returning friend, go ahead and put a fish in the chat because we want to say hi. Now, today's agenda consists of a energy cleanse, which is a brief meditation and sound bowl cleansing, followed by some divine insights, which is I got an earworm for y'all. Actually, I've been hearing this earworm since about 12. And then we want to get into the overall energy reading with some insights and observations, followed by a tarot card reading with confirmations of everything of what I have told you. So good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome. Y'all, if y'all ready to get into this, some of y'all been up all night, some of y'all been tossing and turning, some of y'all been arguing with people and dealing with them and they funky energy, some of y'all coming in from the club, some of y'all doing a lot of different things. But what we about to do is cleanse this energy. So I want you to find your favorite cleaning utensil. I like the scrub brushes, so you can find your scrub brush, toothbrush, whatever your favorite cleaning supply is. I like the Scrub Daddy. And we're going to go ahead and get into this reading, y'all, okay? So good morning. Welcome. And here we go. Now, before we move forward, it's important that we just level set and ground ourselves and put ourselves into a position of receiving. And the simplest way to do that is through breath work and sound, okay? So we're going to take in a couple of deep breaths. We're going to hold it and exhale slowly. With each inhale, we want to invite clarity and balance. And with each exhale, we want to be able to release any tensions or distractions, okay? And we're going to do this 3 times, all right? So if y'all ready to get into this reading, here we go. Ooh, all right, y'all. Now let's clear up any remaining stagnant energy by bringing us into alignment with presence. And we're going to do this with our girl Boo Boo here. All right, here we go. Divine Spirit, I call upon you and ask you for your guidance and your wisdom during this reading. Please surround me with your light and your love. Help me to receive clear and accurate messages. May this reading bring insight and clarity, most of all, understanding for the highest good of all of those who are involved and for the harm of none. Amen, 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 amen. All right, y'all. If y'all ready to get into this and have a honest, safe, fun, interactive experience, remember, this is a safe space. Your honesty and your transparency is appreciated. Ain't nobody judging you, boo. We've all been a fool in love, and today just may be your turn, okay? Now, if y'all ready to get into this reading and have a dynamic time, I want y'all to put down in the chat those cooking emojis, because I'm curious this morning. Like, what is Spirit trying to cook up? Because I've been hearing this earworm, and I'm sorry, y'all, I'm itching. I think I'm still getting adjusted to my new dog, but like she is making like flaring up allergies or something. Anyway, but anyway, y'all, if y'all ready to get into it, I want to see those cooking emojis, because baby, here we go. Now, each day before I always do a reading, I always take a minute to reflect upon the immediate energies that Spirit is showing me, whether it be through a divine message or earworm. And today I am receiving, y'all ain't gonna believe this. Guess what I'm hearing? 2005, Mariah Carey, Mine Again. Okay, you may know the song. It's Baby, You Should Be Mine. Y'all know I can't sing, but I'm gonna sing a tune. But anyway, the name of the song is Mine Again. Okay, and I keep hearing the chorus. Maybe you could be mine again. Maybe we could make that dream for real, like way back then when love was yours and mine. Maybe we can bring it back to life. Okay. Now, if you listen to the song or know the song overall, you'll know that basically she's talking about, she feels like she messed up the relationship at that time with that person. And she's inviting them to come back and thinking about them coming in and, you know, loving her and her doing the right thing and all of that thing like that. So I said, who is this about? Because like I have no man in my life in the past nor present that I just have that kind of connection with, right? Where it's like, oh, I would love to do that again. Or I messed that up. I would love to revisit this. And, you know, like I don't feel that way about nobody. So I know it's for you. So again, it's Mine Again by Mariah Carey. I keep hearing her saying, maybe you could be mine again. Maybe we could make that dream for real, like way back when love was yours and mine. Maybe we could bring it back to life. All right. So who got their heart on life support this morning? If you got your heart on life support this morning, I want you to put the white hearts in the chat. If you know that you're going through something right now with your love life and, you know, you feeling like you kind of like want to spin the block, go back, but you kind of like standing on business, but you don't know necessarily what you want to do. You miss the person, you love the person, you want to be with them. Just put white hearts in the chat. Flood the chat with white hearts because somebody want their old thing back. And the question is, who? All right, here we go. All right, y'all. Y'all know Spirit talks to us in a plethora of ways, okay? Sometimes it's through divine downloads. Sometimes it's through signs, synchronicities, wonders, colors, things like that, right? This is why I tell you busyness is not always preferred, right? Because you miss out on the ways that Spirit is talking to you, okay? So, with that being said, the overall energy reading for today. What's the overall energy reading for today? Let's jump in. Now, that's too many messages, Spirit. 3 cards flipped over. All right. Awakening genius. Awakening genius. So we have the older lady here who is wearing like a head wrap dress garment of some sort, but she's here. Okay. So one thing that I'm thinking of immediately as I look at this card is wisdom. Okay. When you look at an older person, I know many young people think that they're going to be young forever. Okay. But the reality is you are not. Okay. You're not. And so when I see elders, I always look at them in their eyes and I see the wisdom. I have my oldest friend is 81. And when I talk to her and she's like, I was born in the 40s. And even though that was late from, my grandparents were born in the 20s, but it was like talking to her and listening to all the years of life, all the things. Imagine as you get seasoned in life, all of the things that you've seen, all of the obstacles, that ain't nothing but wisdom. And some young people need to put some respect on a lot of seniors, okay? Because we be like, oh, you old. No, baby, I am seasoned. I am wise. I have been through some things. I'm not naive. Like you can't just tell me anything and I'm gonna fall for it. And so that's kind of like how I feel about this particular card this morning, is that it's pointing to the fact that we're talking about wisdom here. And again, remember what I was telling you in the earworm for today, which was where she was saying, well, I didn't share this with you, but in the beginning, she said, I remember when you used to be mine way back when. I was too naive to love you right. But now, if I had the opportunity, I could do it again, and my heart still believes. The second verse goes, it's irrelevant to dwell on the past. I'm accountable for what went bad, and I meant that. But I keep on praying for another chance just to have you back because I have grown and I know you to be everything. Wisdom. Life's experiences will teach you more than anything anybody could ever tell you. Life's experiences will do that. Okay? Now, what is the truth that we need to hear for our journey right now? All right. Abundance. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. Okay. So this goes back to the manifestation that we were just speaking about momentarily. All right. This goes back to what we were just talking about momentarily. Trying to want something back so bad. Just like, what? Maybe you should be mine. Maybe we could do this again. Maybe we can try this again, But then you got some of them exes that you just need to let go and let them be gone, poof, be gone, But a lot of times we just don't let them go. We still hold on to them, even though we know they're not healthy for us, even though we know they're toxic, even though they're on some malarkey. We still want them around. We still want them to be with us instead of letting them just disappear and fade into black. All right. Guides to the hidden realms. What messages do you have for us today? The eyes of mystery. Okay. This is about mystery, uncharted territory, and deep knowing. Now, I was just elaborating to you guys about the significance of age and wisdom with eyes. And we have the eyes of mystery here. Okay. Mystery, uncharted territory, and a deep knowing. Okay. And that to me sounds like we also have, remember I was talking about this head wrap that she has on. Well, with that head wrap, that is over her third eye. Okay. So for me, I would assume this is her third eye and crown chakra being protected from seeing and doing anything, but also just having that knowing, that intuition, okay? Now, what is this about, divine spirit? Write down in the chat with a number of stars, how many stars would you view wisdom? So if you give wisdom 5 stars, put 5 stars in the chat. All right. Uncertainty. Let me deeply trust, okay? May I live in the now and relax peacefully into the unfolding, knowing all the pieces of the puzzle will fall into place at the right time and not a moment before. Okay? This is about uncertainty. This is about uncertainty. Being comfortable with that uncertainty. But know that if you really want something and you deeply desire it, you can call those things into fruition. You really can. You know, that's why you have to watch what you think, because thoughts become things. All right? Now, what's the sign that this may be for you? All right. You may be seeing a lot of succulents right now, which is those little flowers that can live through dry, desolate circumstances. But this is about resistance, okay? This is about resistance. And you could be resisting the fact that this person is no longer around, resisting the fact that they have a right to choose for themselves what they want to subject themselves to. You could be also resistant to just the change of everything, right? Resistance can go 2 ways, you know? And a lot of times we don't think about how resistant we really are. We fight a lot instead of just allowing. Now, as we shift to personal insights, remember to focus on what resonates with you. Don't try to make something about you that ain't about you, okay? All right, here we go. Water sign. We got a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, third party in the picture. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio in the third party picture. Okay, anybody in this room is a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio? If you are, put the water sign. Oh boy, I hope somebody not in a current relationship with somebody else still thinking about their ex. If you're dealing with somebody that's a water sign, drop the water sign in the chat. Nurture others, nurture others, and also yourself. Okay, so this is about you nurturing others, but also nurturing yourself. Okay, you or your person. All right. All right, listen. You are being asked to listen to your inner voice. It has been guiding you to do something or say something, and it's time to act upon its wisdom. This is about you listening. Okay? It could be listening to yourself, listening to divine spirit, listening to the signs, the synchronicities, and the wonders that are out there as well. Yeah. Receipts, evidence, guilty as charged, exposed. Okay. Receipts, guilty as charged, exposed. Okay. So remember when I said something about that third party? Ladies and gentlemen, we now got some proof that there is a third party there. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Let's see. What is the T? Haunted. I can't make this up. Haunted, memories, flashback, trauma, and side effects. Did I not tell you that somebody is thinking about somebody from their past? If you heard me say that, go ahead and drop the ear in the chat. Because I definitely said with today's earworm, this is about somebody who keeps thinking about somebody from the past. And remember, I said that when this third party water sign thing came up, I said, oop, I hope somebody ain't in a relationship with somebody else thinking about somebody else. What lies beneath all of this? Well, that was quick. Keeping a promise. Oop. Oop. Keeping a promise. Lord, have mercy on me. What is happening? Who did you promise and why? Who promised who? When we look into the broken mirror, what do we see? When we look into the broken mirror, what do we see? Okay. Unemployed, broke, fired, living beyond their means. Okay, somebody having financial hardships right now. Okay, somebody having financial hardships right now. Maybe that's why you feel obligated. Now, this card was here, and this is the different deck, okay? So this was the not happy card, all right? Which would be normally the deck that I will pull next, okay? So I don't know why that was there, but the not happy card is there. All right, what is the true crime here? What is the true crime here, Spirit? Okay, it's a lot of debt here. So somebody may be in a relationship with somebody where you have a lot of debt right now. It could be because you or that person is unemployed right now, okay? What is the yin and the yang? The king in the game. Okay. Clarity, truths, heightened intuition, seeing things. Remember when I told y'all about that first card that came out and I said it was something going on with the third eye, the wisdom, and I spoke a lot about it? Clarity is here. Truths, heightened intuition. It's getting deep. All right. What is blocking this relationship from moving forward? What is blocking this relationship from moving forward? Insecurities, working on building your confidence and feeling safe within your relationship came out. Also, too much. You tell others too much all about yourself at once. Sit back and listen more. Okay, so we got to listen, something about listening twice now. All right. And just out of curiosity, is there any love in this connection, Spirit? Whoop. Y'all, no, it's not. We got the thorny bush, the thorny roses that are dying. It's about boundaries. I really wish you would give me some space. Okay? Y'all, listen. Baby. Whose business are we about to get into today? I want y'all to go ahead and start dropping those zodiac signs in the chat. Start dropping those zodiac signs in the chat because I want to know whose business we about to get in. Person A is definitely feeling haunted with flashbacks, memories, trauma, side effects. I feel like they are seeking, and having a lot of clarity and truths, heightened intuition, and seeing things clearly. I feel like they are also the one who's being encouraged to listen to what Spirit is telling them and to guiding them. I feel like this particular person is not necessarily happy right now, but is in a space of nurturing not only themselves and others, trying to get better. And I also feel like this is about you also keeping a promise to somebody, okay? Now, person B, okay? Person B. Person B may be unemployed. They either broke, fired, lost their job, living beyond their means. It's a lot of debt here. I feel like these things make them feel very insecure. They may be over communicating a lot, you know, to what is going on. They could be very, very antsy right now, wanting you to give them some space. Ooh, this is tight. I'm trying to figure out where this water sign comes in and with these receipts. I think it's a water sign here somewhere. All right. So if y'all ready to get into this and figure out whose business this is, I want you to go ahead and drop those zodiac signs in the chat. Go ahead and drop those zodiac signs in the chat because I got to figure this out. Where is third party person coming in at? You cannot be cheating on me and not having nothing to bring to the table. That ain't going to work. All right, here we go. Okay. Person B is, because they're insecure about what they're not bringing to the table and like what they're lacking. Person B may be dealing with third party people, and a third party person could be a water sign, okay? Which is also what's giving the grievance that it's giving with person A, and it's not making them happy, but they feel like they're committed to this because they don't want to see you hanging. Like they made a promise for you know, you don't necessarily have to be married, but there was some type of commitment here, right? And you know, like when you are deep in love with people or in these relationships with people, there are times where things go left and you're just like, you know, I'm gonna hold you down, I promise, I'm gonna have your back. But then I didn't include, you know, that you could be out here cheating on me, doing whatever you're gonna do and living your best life, okay? And you definitely ain't finna do that at my expense, all right? So, whose business is this, Spirit? Sorry, that just came to me. All right, now, person A, y'all ready? Here we are. I need help. All right. Here we go. Person A, a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, coming in as the Four of Cups in reverse. This is about sudden awareness, choosing happiness, acceptance, retreat, withdrawal, checking in for alignment. Where are my Cancer, Pisces, Scorpios? Water signs, come to the front of the class. If you or your person is a water sign, go ahead and put that water sign in the chat. Water sign in the chat. All right. Now, person B. It's coming in as an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If you or your person is a water sign or a fire sign, go ahead and put the water and fire signs in the chat. Remember, I do my readings for Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. So just because I don't call your sun sign, don't mean I ain't talking about you. All right. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you're coming in as the Judgment card in reverse. This is self-doubt, lack of self-esteem, lack of self-awareness, inner critic, self-loathing, punishment, destruction, and ignoring the call. Listen, if this ain't a synopsis of what we've talked about all until this time, I don't know what is. Listen, baby, it's time for us to get messy. Listen, we don't judge, but we sure finna get into your business. Who business is this? All right, whose business is this? If y'all ready to get into this reading, I need y'all to go ahead and drop those magnifying glasses in the chat. Magnifying glasses in the chat. Magnifying glasses in the chat. Because, child, it's time to go there. We got to do some investigating. What the hell going on here? All right, here we go. I'm doing too much. Again, as a reminder, I do my readings for Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. All right. This doggone fire sign loves them some water signs. I don't know what that's about. Maybe they have a lot of water in their chart as well that attracts them to them. But they definitely have a thing with water signs. All right, here we go. What is going on, my Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio? Oof, y'all coming in hot this morning. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, you're at an impasse right now. You don't know where to go and what to do. Right now, you're feeling like you're stuck in a zone that doesn't make sense. You feel overcommitted. This is killing like your desire and your ambition right now. And it is really frustrating you because you feel entrapped. And it feels like okay, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, you definitely feeling trapped. So here's what's going on with you, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Here goes the curveball. This is you with this third party person. This is you. You are, y'all got me really finna go there today. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, this is you. You over here thinking about somebody from the past because you tried to move on with your life thinking that the grass was going to be greener on the other side. You went and got with somebody else and all of this stuff is backfiring on you. And because when you first met this person, things were going well, okay? Until all of a sudden they wasn't. And what makes it complicated is now you're too far in, you're too far deep for you to be able to turn around and to admit that you made a mistake. You done made a promise to this other person. They done lost their job. You over here doing the best that you can. So obviously you're stressed. Now that you're in this lower vibration, deep frustration, and agitated space, and you're not happy, you're the one that keeps going back thinking about your past. Telling your person from the past, you should be mine. You know, like I think about you, like I remember when. And the thing is, it's like everybody has moved on with their lives. Okay? They have moved on with their lives. Now, what's crazy is, you know now that this is not where you want to be. You know this ain't your forever space. But you feel committed to this person to help them through this time of transition for them. So you definitely feel stuck, person A. Okay, you definitely feel stuck. Now, while you do feel stuck and not happy about this stuck place that you're in, I do feel like you're going through this awakening that this is unsustainable. Like you cannot continue to go down this path because not only are you lying to this other person, but you're also lying to yourself. Now, if you know that you have been in a situation, you're not exactly happy, but you feel committed where you can't move on, I want you to put your favorite frustrated emoji in the chat. Your favorite frustrated emoji in the chat. Now, person B. My Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you are coming in right now as a Knight of Swords in reverse. Okay? Now, here's the thing. Person B still got a third party too. Both of y'all got third parties going on. One is mental, one is physical. Okay? Person A's person is mental. Person B's person is physical. Okay? I go back to what I said in the beginning. Because person B is dealing with unemployment, they are feeling exceptionally insecure and vulnerable right now. So every time you say and do anything to them, Anytime you say, can you take the trash out? This is inciting a riot. This person is on edge, okay? This person is argumentative. They ready to fight about every little thing. You know, they keep looking for things, but really they are projecting what they're doing over to you, okay? So I'm not going to say they're accusing you of cheating, but there have been comments or accusations made about things that you're doing when you're not really doing anything. You're just thinking about this other person, okay? So if you are coming in as person B and you're feeling as if you're on the defense about everything, you ready to fight about everything, like it's just a very contentious energy. Does that make sense? If you feel like you're at the point where you're like, you know what? I just can't take it. I'm on edge. I'm ready to fight about any and everything. Can you go ahead and put the boxing gloves in the chat? Put the boxing gloves in the chat. Because I definitely feel like this is so contentious at this point. And that's where person A is going into this narrative of thinking about what they can do differently, how they can go back. Like, if I would have just been a little bit more patient with you, you know, we could have made this work. But instead, you know, like, I called the quits, you called the quits, and we just moved on. Okay? Let me ask y'all a serious question. Regardless to where you fall in the spectrum, either person A or person B, have you ever experienced a similar dynamic in your relationship before? And if so, can you let me know how this has made you feel? Like, how did this play out? Okay. Now, what is favorable about this connection? Now, that's a good question. What is favorable? Because every card that we've pulled thus far has come out in reverse. Okay. Now, what is favorable about this situation is that it ain't going nowhere fast. Y'all have been stale, dull, timeout, lack progression. All of those things. All of those things. And this exacerbates the frustration that I was just telling you about. Okay? We have gotten to the point where it is so difficult that we're not moving forward. And the question is, why do we continue to pretend that we're happy, that we're vibrant, that this relationship is salvageable? Why do we continue to pretend? And when I say we, I'm talking about person A and person B, because you're definitely knowing that y'all don't even like each other. I mean, let's just be honest. When was the last time you really kissed this person and had an intimate, and I'm not talking about just sex. I'm talking about true intimacy, where y'all not rushing, y'all connecting, y'all vibrant, you're looking in each other's eyes, you're kissing all over each other. This is like a day, this is like a weekend activity, okay? Well, like y'all just can't get off of each other. Y'all know what that's like. And so it feels like y'all are definitely roommates, okay? If y'all are scratching each other's itch, it's because that's what's there. Okay? And it feels like you guys are not even really communicating about anything of substance anymore. Like, the communication is strained. Everything about this connection is strained right now. Okay? Everything is strained right now. And what they are telling you is enough to continue to guilt trip you to feel like you have to stay in a connection that is not serving you, which is why person A keeps going back into those memories and flashing back and thinking about this person from their past. Because what I keep feeling like they're thinking about is, if this was Mike, I wouldn't be dealing with this. If you know that your relationship with this person has been stagnant, it's moving slow. A snail can move faster than your relationship. I want you to put the red light in the chat. Because you know good and doggone well that you've been at a stopping point. But for some reason or another, you keep trying and then you wonder where you go wrong.
I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it.
We're not going nowhere. We're not going nowhere anytime soon. Okay? Let me ask you this. And this is a serious question. I don't care where you fall on the spectrum. Okay? What is it that you think that you have to gain from continuing down this path with this person, knowing that nothing material is coming out of this? Like, if they got a job tomorrow, you will be out the door within the next month or so. Packing your bags and being gone on your way. Like,
anything else?
Okay? So let me ask you a serious question. Knowing that, what do you have to gain from remaining in this connection with this person, knowing this is not what you want? You're looking in their eyes. They're looking in your eyes. The love is not there. Whenever you see this person, you like, here come this month.
But what the hell, boy?
What is happening here? If this connection been dead, then like, what is really holding you to stay in this situation with somebody, knowing that it's simply put not working? You can put all the effort, all the energy, all the whatever that you want in it. What is really keeping you back? I want you to really think about that and write that down in the chat or the comment section. What is holding you to this connection if you know it is absolutely positively nothing here? Why are we playing this game? All right. Now, what is consequential about this? What is problematic about this connection? The Sun card. I feel strongly. You continuously hope and wish for better to come. But in your heart of hearts, you know, nothing is ever going to come from this situation. Okay? You don't want to start over. You don't want to have to move out. Like, it's a lot of resistance here, which goes back to what we were talking about earlier with the sustenance card. Okay? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, you're responsible for your own happiness. But you're putting yourself in this self-imposed prison where you don't want to leave, but you don't want to stay. You over here thinking about your person from your past, wanting to go back. At what point do you think about self and put yourself forward? Put yourself first in this connection. I understand that there was a point in time when this person had their things together. This person was a provider. This person was X, Y, and Z. But it feels like this has been a long time of this. This is not a sudden job loss. This has been months, if not years of job loss. And when I say that, it does not mean that they're not trying. You know, like, the job market is tough right now. Okay, it is brutal right now. I don't know if you know anybody that's looking for a job, but the job market is horrendous right now. So when you have gone from 2 incomes down to 1 income, of course, there's going to be a lot of debt. And if this person is accustomed to being the provider that they have been, of course, it makes them insecure that they're not able to help you pay the bills. Okay? Like, of course, right? Of course. You just said, you know what, I won't leave. You know, I'm here for you. I got your back. And all of that was fine and dandy until the pressure broke the pipe, until the thick got thick and it got going. It just got to be too much, and it's burning you out, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Let's be honest. You're fried. Okay? You're fried. Now, what is this trying to teach you? Have y'all noticed that every card that has come out so far has been in reverse? Have y'all noticed that? Like, have you noticed that every card that has come out has been in reverse? With the exception of the Sun card. Okay? Now, what this is trying to teach you is that you are putting yourself in a self-imposed prison by continuously making poor choices and bad decisions. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, this person ain't your husband. They're not your responsibility. Okay? They're not your responsibility. I get that you want to keep your promise. I get that you want to be loyal. I get that you want to try to make this work and be hopeful and optimistic about it. I get that you're understanding that all relationships have their peaks and their valleys. I get all of that. But when was the last time you hit a peak in this relationship? When was the last time you got momentum in a relationship to where you like, I really want to fight for this relationship and not give up? At this point, you keep putting yourself in a predicament where you know that you can go somewhere else and be with someone else and be very happy with said individual. You know in your heart of hearts that spirit is telling you that this is not a progressive situation for you. It don't matter if this person get a job today, tomorrow, next week, next year. When they go back to work, you're going to be right back in the same slump that you're in now. And it's because you're not in it and neither are they. Your bodies are there, but your minds are somewhere else. Both of you. And so the question then becomes, who's going to be the first one to say goodbye? And I know neither one of y'all want to do it. They can't tell you goodbye because they ain't got nowhere to go. They name not on the lease, so they trying to keep the peace. You looking at them with disgust. They ain't in it with their friend, their new friend, this other third party person. They not in that situation good enough to move in with them. So they got to deal with you like this is just a bad situation. And it doesn't matter how much you're trying to manifest and you know, think positive thoughts, have warm and fuzzy feelings, you know, all of those things like that. If spirit is calling you to make a decision that you refuse to make, nothing's going to ever change. It's counterintuitive to where you're trying to go. So the question is, when do you stop making poor decisions and bad choices so that you can get to the happiness that you're trying to find, that you're seeking. Because it ain't gonna come like this. Now, what do you need to do to heal? What do you need to do to heal? Page of Pentacles. All right, the Page of Pentacles. It's time for you to not only listen to your heart and not only listen to your intuition, but it is really sincerely time for you to start focusing on what is going well for you, what is going good for you, right? It is also time for you to put yourself in a better position where you don't have to take care of somebody else. Things are supposed to be comfortable. Things are supposed to be joyful. Things are supposed to be bountiful. Like you're in between a rock and a hard place when it comes to this person. And this person is not your problem. I'm sorry to say. I know we all want to have some empathy for folks when people going through things. We don't want nobody leaving us when we going through things. We get it, right? We get it. But at the end of the day, the buck stops here. You're not accountable nor responsible for somebody else's life. That is a grown man or a grown woman. It is what it is. Now, what do you need to do? It's time for you to be who you said you were going to be for yourself. For yourself. It's time for you to move on and choose yourself in this. This ain't about nobody else. Now, while you do have the influence of said other person that you've been thinking about, this is about you recognizing that in this instance, you are never going to get to said happy place under these circumstances and conditions. And even if they weren't present, you still wouldn't be feeling this way about this other person. So the question is, why do we continue to play this game and try to pretend and make believe that something positive is going to come out of this situation when it's not? It's time for you to cut the cord. It's time for you to switch the station. It's time for you to change the path that you're on. And that might not feel good because it might come at the expense of this other person. But if it's not coming at their expense, then whose expense is it coming at? Because it's definitely coming at yours. At the bottom of the deck, this is manipulative energy. This is manipulative energy. And we don't think about manipulative energy in that way. But you're being manipulated. They're being manipulated. Neither one of y'all are here. Look in their eyes. Look at how you are connected with this person. You know when you're around them, it don't feel good at all. Every time you come around them, it's a coldness to the house. There's a lack of warmth. It's just like, here come this month again. Hey. How was your day? Cool. And then they back on doing to what they was doing before you walked in the room. If you know what that feeling feels like, raise your hand in the chat. If you know what that feeling feels like, raise your hand in the chat. And you will understand how devaluing and humiliating it is to be in a situation with somebody where you don't feel appreciated, you don't feel valued, you don't feel like you belong. How is it a coldness in your own house? Make it make sense. This is my house, my name on the lease. I'm the one making the payments, and you gonna walk in this Mickey Ficky and not speak to me? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Where do they do that at? Make it make sense. Because currently it is not. Currently it is not. This relationship is so fried and frazzled that there really is no repair. So I go back to what I said about what's problematic. Why are you still hopeful? The fact that you are even still remotely entertaining this, as if this is plausible, as if this is fixable, as if this is doable, as if this is sustainable, as if this is material and tangible, is crazy to me. Make it make sense. What is it that this person has done that is so magnificent for you that you are willing to sacrifice your happiness, your peace of mind for them? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Because if you be honest with yourself for the first time, and that you haven't done in a long time, if you be honest with yourself about this, you know that this is just never going to work. And this is why you feel stuck. Because you want to tell this person to go ahead and leave you alone. You want to tell this person, this ain't working. I'm sorry. I don't care where, if you ain't got nowhere to go. I don't care if you don't, whatever. Like you really want to say it. You really want to say it. And it is taking everything in you to not go Bernadine on this person.
Get your shit! Get your shit! And get out!
It's really taking everything in you not to do that. You have the patience of Job right now, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, for this person. But let's be clear. Even though you're accepting, you are tolerating, you are, trying to overcome this negativity with this person, like you're trying to prove a point, but you're trying to prove it to a person who don't care one way or the other. Because I'm going to be honest with you. If they stuff wasn't funky and foul right now, they would have moved on without you.
Makes me like sick to my stomach.
And let's also be clear. If this situation was reversed, they would have left you too. So why is it that you're not releasing the burden of this connection? Is beyond me. Okay? It's beyond me. Now, The Tower card is here. You're trying to prevent the inevitable from happening. And that is really not your job to sit here and try to keep something from falling apart. If that's what needs to happen, that's what needs to happen. But instead, you're trying to hold on to this for dear life instead of letting things be what they're going to be. When it's time for you to leave this person alone, when it's time for you to move on with your life, when it's time, the universe is showing you, they're pointing you in, it's pointing you in all of these different directions. And you still just sitting here holding on to this, harnessing, white knuckling it, as if that's going to change something. It is what it is, folks. This connection is dead. It's dead. Wheel of Fortune. The moment you leave this person alone, the moment things will start to move progressively for you as well. The moment they move around, the moment you will start to feel your happiness come around. You probably already feel it. Soon as they walk back out the kitchen and you sitting down on the couch and you watching your good TV, and then next thing you know, they come in, you like, hey, good. Then as soon as they go back to the room, you back to watching your TV show cracking up. Don't you know they know that you don't want them there? Don't you know both of y'all are feeling the resentment, the hostility, the volatileness of this? Like, y'all both tiptoeing around each other, and the question is why? Again, it is time for you to make a change. Do something different. Stop trying to keep yourself someplace that is not serving you because you feel guilty. I would want somebody to do this for me if it were me. Okay, but it's not you. And the question is, would they have that same grace? Would they have that same patience with you? I don't think so.
Oh my God.
So it's time for you, like I said here, to go back and to start focusing on you, loving you, doing you, choosing you. That's where your happiness is going to be. That's where your fulfillment is going to be. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, it's time for you to start loving you. It's time for you to start focusing on you. It's time for you to start nurturing yourself. Like that card says, instead of nurturing other people. Because you keep listening to this person suck you in and pull you down and suck you dry with all their life problems. And while these are valid problems, while these are valid issues and concerns that a person can have, these are not your problems. All that empathy and all that sympathy that you have for somebody else is being imposed on you. And now you're sitting up here just like,
What the this cannot be.
but you're allowing it. You're allowing it. At any point in time, you can change your mind. At any point in time, you could be like, you know what? This ain't working for me. This ain't even got to be about the person from the past that you're thinking about. Because it's really not about them. That's just an additive to the situation. Of course, you're thinking about them because you're thinking about how unhappy you are right now. Of course, you're thinking about, whatever you used to think about with that person. Whatever you used to do with that person. That person ain't there, and neither are you. So why do you keep romanticizing this person from the past either? I don't get that either.
I'll do the best I can for what I got. Oh!
You think that you're doing a service to this person. You're giving a disservice to them and to yourself, if we're being honest. You just a shell of a person. Your body is there, but your mind sure ain't. How are you in service to somebody else? Relationships are relational. It's an exchange. You're in service to somebody else. I know we don't think about it that way, but that's what we're doing. So then the question then becomes, how is anybody benefiting from this connection? I'm gonna be honest with you. Nobody's winning. Nobody's winning. Got the Knight of Swords in reverse. Nobody's winning. I'm sorry, Knight of Wands in reverse. Nobody's winning. Nobody's winning. You trying to be faithful, loyal, trying to be a companion, trying to just stick there. You're going against everything. You're going against everything that is within you. That's why these spirit cards are here about clarity and truth and listening. That's why we got the awakening genius. This is why abundance came out. This is why all of these cards came out. Because even subconsciously, your mind is trying to get you to understand you deserve better. Remember what it felt like to have somebody to love you? Remember what it felt like to have somebody interested in you? You remember what that feels like? But you haven't had that in so long that you forgot what it feels like.
Oh, hell no.
So you're just allowing yourself to go with the flow. You're just allowing yourself to be in a space that is sucking the life out of you. And then you wonder why you hate waking up in the morning. You hate going home in the evening. Where is your happiness? Where is your joy? Where is your enthusiasm? And why are you not pursuing those things that bring you any of these things? What has happened to you, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, that you have lost your drive? You have lost your ambition. You have lost your dreams and your desires. Are you that caught up in this other person? In your mind? That you stop living in the present? Do you feel that guilty about what went left in that situation that you feel obligated to stand in this situation? Did you check out on the other person first and decided that maybe this ain't for me at all? And then you regret it? What has happened here that you have lost your spark, your ambition, your desire to be better? Because I know one thing's for sure and two things is for certain. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, y'all got that bite. Y'all got that bite. When y'all get y'all minds made up about something, ain't no stopping you. Somebody tell you something you like, good. I'm on my way. And nobody can stop you. Nothing can deter you. Nothing can break you down. But for some reason in this situation, you are overly comfortable with being uncomfortable. And the question is why? We got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. What is it that you're hoping to gain from this connection? What is it that you feel like you're losing? Because right now, it feels like you definitely lost yourself. You lost your drive. You lost your ambition. You lost your desire. You've lost so much of yourself. It feels like you're angry at the world. But the question really is, who are you really upset with? Are you mad at them or are you mad at yourself?
Damn you!
It feels like you're mad at yourself. You're punishing yourself. And the question is why?
Bruh.
You are the driver of this vehicle. You can change the lane at any time. You can change the route at any time. You can pump the brakes at any time. This is not a self-driving vehicle. You are responsible for your own life and for your own situations and circumstances that you are finding yourself in. If you don't like something, change it. But you just letting this car go out of control 100 miles an hour, and you sitting over here pouting the whole time about it instead of hitting the brakes. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, why are you stuck in la la land? What has got you so in a fog that you can't come out of it? I'm not liking this energy. Like, I'm just not. It's okay to be down. It's okay to feel sad and grief. But it's not okay to stay there. You have found permanency in this stuck, stagnated, unfulfilling relationship. And the question is, what are you going to do differently to get yourself out? Now, if you're curious about that like I am, I want you to put the paper, pen, and notebook emojis, because I want to know, what is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio about to do? How do we get out of this? How do we overcome this? Because this is a very dull, monotonous, unfulfilling relationship. And your happiness, your fulfillment, the flow of your life is codependent on you doing something different. So we got to find out and understand, what will you do differently to get yourself out of this situation? Because all you're doing right now is continuously to dig yourself deeper into this, and you want to look at everybody else like it's a them problem, but it's really you.
What the fuck was that?
This ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. This is all you. This is all you, boo-boo. And the question is, what has got you so disconnected in life that you feel like this is acceptable? Like, I'm really shocked. I'm really surprised. Because this is normally not the energy of water signs. Like, you hit these pits, but you go back to your peak. Water signs usually go with the ebbs and flows of life. But this is like a depression. And the question is, why aren't you coming out of this? Ooh, paper, pen, and notebook emojis. Here we go. Now, as we talk about potential final outcomes, I say potential because nobody can predict free will. Okay? Nobody can. So, what is it that Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio need to do to get out of this situation? Well, we already talked about the self-love. We've already talked about you needing to leave this alone and let it go. Like, stop trying to avoid it. So what is going on? What does Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio need to do? All right. Nine of Pentacles. It's time for you to prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. It's time for you to reimagine what your life can look like outside of this and go for it. You are a preparer. You know what your happiness and your life's dreams and goals are. And it's time for you to reach for it. Go for it. This person's unemployment has nothing to do with you. If there's something that you want to do, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, you need to be doing it. Whatever said activity is. But you keep on ignoring and putting off your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions for the integrity of this other person. And this is not your burden to carry. The Chariot. It's time for you to do this quickly. It's time for you to take all the good and the bad of what's flowing here and get some excitement behind you so that you can move forward to your destiny. So much of your life is predicated upon this. So much of your life. And that's what Spirit has been trying to tell you. And I also feel like your mental quest to continue to relive things from the past with this ex is also life trying to get you to get excited about what the future can hold outside of this other person. Because, baby, you are holding on for dear life. And the question is why? Why are you holding on in the ways that you holding on? Why are you not just letting go of this? You are overly stressed. And you can be relaxed. You can be free. But for some reason or another, you just sitting here, going through it, holding on to it, and then want to be angry and upset and aggravated and agitated whenever they ask you, what's for dinner?
What more do you want from me?
You see how this is materializing and manifesting? Do you see how this is showing up? Don't you understand why this is such a problem? It's time for you to make some changes. And you will be making said changes. Got the Knight of Pentacles now. You're going to slowly but steadily start making changes. You may have stopped going to the gym and working out. You now go start going to the gym. Those slow incremental changes that are going to start to put you on the path of you feeling good, you thinking better, and you wanting to overcome this. And the next time they come up in the house talking crazy, I feel like you gonna stand on business. You ain't gonna be cussing me out in my house. Now that's what you're not about to do.
You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
What bill do you pay? What utility is your name on in this house? When was the last time you paid a bill in this house?
What do you mean by that?
It's so much. And all of this has been bottled up within you, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, to the point to where you're going to explode. And they're going to be looking at you like, where is all of this coming from? You've been holding on to all of this. Biting your tongue, sitting on your hands, acting like nothing is happening. You've been miserable the whole time. But you just keep on keeping on, trying to make it right, trying to make do. You are operating from a lack mentality and a lack deficit, instead of letting your blessings flow to you like they naturally do. You are naturally gifted and talented. You have never had to struggle for nothing, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Everything just flows to you. And the moment you got with this person and their life went to the toilet, so did yours. And everybody was looking at you like you was crazy. When you was telling all your friends and them, yeah, you know, girl, Mike lost his job, but you know, I'm gonna stick out with Mike. We gonna be all right.
You sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
They didn't understand you then, so you know they don't understand you now. But you still over here holding on to Mike. Waiting for something to change. What's gonna change, sis? By the time you finally wake up and smell the coffee, by the time you really come into yourself, back into the old you that you used to be, the person that was no chill, no filter, I'm a boss, I got this, I can get what I want to get because I'm a manifester, a grand manifester. If I want my ex back, I can have my ex back, but I don't want my ex back, so that's why I'm not with my ex. You understand that kind of energy? You're going to be so glad when this is over. You are going to be so glad when this is over because this has suffocated you. This has sucked the life out of you. And once you get to that point where you can breathe again, you really going to be sitting over here looking at this current person that you giving all your time and your energy to. Like, you know what? You sorry. You so pathetic. You disgust me.
You raggedy bitch.
And you have every right to feel that way. What value have they brought to your life? They just know how to put on a show. And I really feel like you're going to get to the point where you're going to be like, you know what? I can't do this no more.
I'm in pain all the time.
And you're not going to settle for this anymore. King of Cups. Yeah, you definitely waiting for your ships to come in. You got a lot of love to give somebody. You don't see it coming. You waiting for it to come because you know it's not here. You're trying to manifest your ex to come back into your life because that's what you really want to be. I feel like you ended up in this situation trying to prove a point to your ex. You tried to prove a point that you're wealthy. I mean, not wealthy, but worthy of love, adoration. You know how it is when we get in these situations and we don't feel like somebody that we with is really, really wanting or giving us when we feel like they should be giving us. So we want to move on to prove a point. But really, you ain't. Who did you prove the point to? You ain't prove the point to nobody. Who you prove the point? Who? You just want to post a picture on Instagram so you could be petty.
How you doing?
And now you done got yourself in this pickle with this other person who has stifled your overall growth. And it's time for you to realize that.
I'm not afraid to say it.
Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, you got some decisions to make. And you're going to have to do it sooner than later. Because the more you procrastinate, the more difficult it's going to be for you. Because the woe was me is going to keep on coming with this person. And I am telling you right now that this person is toying with you. This person knows they have nowhere else to go. So they keep on laying it thick on you. Because they know that they know your heart. They know you're not going to just put them out on the streets. So they keep telling you stuff. Just so you can have a little bit more patience. A little bit more grace. You think they really care about that?
I'm telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real.
And I'm never going to tell somebody to put somebody out on the streets when they ain't got nowhere to go. None of that stuff like that. But as for you in this case, that's my recommendation. It's time to shut it down. And you've been knowing this for quite some time as well, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You've been knowing this. That's what Spirit has been telling you this whole time. You've been knowing this. But instead, we holding on. And who's the bigger blocker right now? You or them?
You!
It's time to do something different. So, that's all I got for you today. Like, it's time for you to do something different. Nothing's going to change until you change. It's as simple as that. The more you stay, the more you're going to continue to be in shambles. The more you're going to be miserable. The more you're just going to be like, why did I not leave months earlier? Why did I just continue to sit here and tolerate and pontificate and blah, 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 blah. Spirit is telling you today, it's time for you to get the trash out your house. I don't know whoever came up with the expression, sometimes the trash will take out itself. If you leave garbage in your house, how does it ever get out your house? Do the garbage can up and get legs on it and walk away? No, it don't. You got to take it out. Otherwise, it's going to pile up in your house. And Spirit is telling you today that it's time to get this garbage out of here.
Get that garbage out of here.
That's all I got for you today. So let me know, how does this outcome align with what you were expecting? How does this make you feel? Does it bring you relief, excitement, hesitation, or what? And if you could rewrite this outcome, what would it look like for you? I know this ain't desirable. I know this wasn't what we was hoping for. Especially with that earworm. I was like, somebody in love? Somebody over here wanting to go back and being with their old thing? And then we got all this nonsense that came out. Your heart is not in this person at all. Your love is not here. Like, nothing's here. So why we keep holding on? I have no idea. But it's time for you to let it go. I want to thank you so much for tuning into the Pisces Tarot Experience. If you've enjoyed this reading, don't forget to subscribe and become a part of my growing community on YouTube. You can find me at Mimi Lightseer and keep an eye out for even more engaging content coming your way. Remember, this reading is here for you whenever you need a little bit of guidance, so feel free to save it and replay it at any time. I love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment in the section below and let me know what resonated with you. And if you've enjoyed today's session, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you would like to do a personal reading with me, I am currently booking at PiscesTarot.com, so don't be afraid to reach out. A huge thank you to everyone who joined the conversation today. A warm welcome to all of my new subscribers. And thank you to the people who not only gifted me your time, your talent, but your treasure. Listen, this is the most important thing I'm going to tell you all day. I promise. Everyone is fighting a battle that you cannot see. So be kind, patient, and gentle with yourself and others. How people treat you isn't your business, but how you respond is. Leave a little bit of love everywhere you go today, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Do the right thing.